Hello everyone, welcome back. Today is going to be a little bit different. I'm not really going to be focusing on the budget, clearing the overspends, making sure all transactions are in there and reconciling. So it's not going to be like a normal quick budget that I usually do. Instead, I'm going to be restructuring the categories and the category groups. So a lot of things are going to be moving around a little bit. There's going to be a lot of renaming on some of these category groups and the categories within. And if I have a chance, I might also update a few of the targets that are set up. I was going to go ahead and wait until July to do these changes, kind of make it a mid-year update. But I kind of want to do them now when it's sort of fresh in my mind and I have my notes pulled up that I've been working on and kind of revising to sort of what I wanted to have. This particular update that I've had throughout this time was just a very simplified version because I needed to get back on track with my spending, my budgeting. It did get away from me last year. I feel that around this time, it's been around 5 months, everything, even if I've had like emergencies or unexpected expenses, everything's kind of fallen in place pretty nicely from what I can sort of feel and see and gather. I want to go ahead and have a budget like I had over a year ago, where it was really fun for me. I had a lot of really quirky names on some of the categories or just the category group name, and have the categories be a little bit better managed and better categorized. And I know I'm saying category like 10 million times already. I'm probably going to say it 10 million more by the end of this video. If I have a chance, I'll go over my transactions, any overspends and things like that. But this is mostly going to be just walking through how I am going to be making these changes and explaining a little bit about the different changes. I'll try not to be too wordy, but if I am, I'll probably try to cut as much off as I can so this isn't a super long video. I'm not going to worry about the accounts right now. We'll focus on that at a later time if we get the chance to. So one of the biggest things that I want to go ahead and do is I want to move the category groups based on importance to me. One of the biggest things that I have been focusing on, making sure that I hit my target goal, is my savings. And the next thing that I want to go ahead and put in terms of importance is going to be my sinking funds. I do have a goal of getting to $4,000 in my savings by the end of this year. And my sinking funds, I really want to start revving up on those. Right now, I only have two. I have the car fund and I have the dental surgeries. I'm going to be adding a few more that I think would work better in here. A few months ago, I think I did mention that I wasn't 100% sure of sinking funds, that I didn't feel they really worked for me. In some instances they didn't, in some they didn't, but not once in these 5 months, and I know 5 months is not a long time, but not once in these 5 months have I ever thought about taking any money out from the dental surgeries category or the savings, the peace of mind. And that was something that I did struggle with a lot last year, and I ended up using pretty much everything that I had in there. And before that though, it was going good. So I know that I can do it, and I feel a bit more centered in myself and a bit more capable of actually managing this accurately and being able to truly see the sinking funds and the savings continue to grow. Those are going to be the two top ones that I want to work on. The next one is already in the correct spot. Any of the debts, I want to get rid of those as quickly as possible. You've seen that with me working on the roof debt. It's really going down. I sent the 700 in, so we are at 1,317 left. The way I have it in my budget currently is I'm going to need 2 more months and then I should be done with the roof. The car, the Volvo, I've only been sending 200 while I've been focusing more on the roof when it comes to the debts, but 200 is $20 more. So it's not a huge amount, but it is a lot more than what they're asking for, which is 179 something. Once the roof is done, then I can go ahead and focus on the car. The next ones, I have the fixed, flexible, and the non-monthly. The non-monthly is the one that's going to be split up. So there is going to be a new category. Actually, I'll name it right now. And it's going to be a fun category. There's a lot of things in the non-monthly section that are more personal and not necessities. So beauty, gifts, hobbies, stray kids, that's all just fun stuff, you know, kind of life stuff that I want to go ahead and do that is good for me, but it's not anything to do with bills that might come annually or quarterly. And that's kind of what I want to have the non-monthly be. It's just for those bills that are every 3 months, every 6 months, every year. So a lot of these are going to move into the fun category. So that's the newest one. Star fragments and Lionels, I discussed that one in the last video. That's my wish list and my wish farm. So those are pretty much going to stay the way they are. There's not going to be a lot of changes. So as you can see, pretty much everything that I already have in here is going to stay. I just added one additional category group just to make the non-monthly be more accurate and to really have my fun categories separate from my necessary ones, or as necessary as they will be. Some of those annual fees are subscriptions, but it's fine. I'm still going to consider it a non-monthly bill, and that's kind of where it's going to stay. I am going to update some of these names. I'm not going to work on getting the emojis at this time. I'll do that later on. I just want to go ahead and have the categories and the category groups named the way that I want them to show. So for my savings, I'm going to change it to the vault. This is going to be for my extensive savings. So I'm going to have my emergency fund, and I'm going to have a couple of additional ones that are going to be for high ticket items. So for example, once I get to where I want to get with my emergency fund, I might start saving for a down payment on a house or a car, which it is one of the things that I want to do. The Volvo that I have right now, I love it. It works really, really well. It's so much better than my last car, but my last car was really old when I finally got rid of it. But it isn't my dream car, and I've been talking about my dream car for years to my family, to my boyfriend. Everyone knows, and everyone's like, just work on getting it. So I want to do that, you know, but of course, not yet, not now. I don't need one now. The Volvo is working beautifully ever since the repairs were done on it. So this is a lot more important, is the emergency fund, which I am going to rename because I didn't want to lose the rainy days title. So I am going to name it Peaceful Rainy Days. Whoops. Okay. And that's going to be it for that one. I'm not going to be putting any additional savings goals in here right now because I'm not ready at all to be looking at an additional larger saving. Sinking funds. Sinking funds are going to be the reserve. So these are going to be for more immediate, sort of medium to slightly smaller sized issues that might crop up. So car repairs, right now, the dental procedures that I need that are going to be used at any given point. You know, the vault, the savings is going to be for the really big ticket items. Again, if for some reason we need to replace the roof again, hopefully I'll have more money in here and I won't have to take out a loan or anything like that, or put it on credit card or whatever. So that's what the vault's going to be. The reserve is going to be for if I have to do a $500 fix on the car or $1,000 root canal or whatever the case may be. Hopefully not. Hopefully never a root canal. And I don't even know if they're $1,000, but that's kind of what that's going to be for. This is the one where I am going to be moving a couple of more things in here from the non-monthly. So the first one is the home fund. And then the tech fund. And let's see. So we have home, we have car, tech, dental, and I'm going to add an additional one here for vet expenses. And I'm going to name that Vet Set Go, because I was thinking a lot about it, and I do this a lot. Whenever I'm getting ready to go somewhere, I'll be thinking in a ready, set, go. My brain will just be like, okay, am I ready? Do I have everything? I'll do a second look around, kind of make sure that I'm set to go, and then I'll swoop out. I won't even say bye to people sometimes. So Vet Set Go, I thought that was pretty cute. These are all going to be renamed here. So the first one is going to be Haven. Our house is our haven, and we want to take care of it. We want to make sure the house is healthy, and we'll all be healthy within it. So any medium-sized repairs, any maintenance that we need to do, that's where it's going to go. Haven is also a name of a Stray Kids song. That's going to be a theme. I'm just saying, that's going to be a theme. Riding All Night. This is going to be for anything to do with the car, any maintenance, any repairs, things of that nature. Also, Stray Kids is a portion of a lyric from the song Drive, which is about cars. That's how they like to say it. Gadgets and Gizmos from The Little Mermaid. This is going to be for the tech fund. This one is one of my favorites, My Shiny Teeth. If anybody has small children or smaller siblings that were watching Nickelodeon for years on end and you watched it with them like I did, my youngest sister is 13 years younger than me, so I watched Nickelodeon and Disney and all of that Cartoon Network for many years into my grown-up life. And My Shiny Teeth is from The Fairly Odd Parents, My Shiny Teeth and Me, by Ship Skylar, from the episode My Shiny Teeth, where a evil dentist steals Ship Skylar's teeth and he recruits Timmy to help him get his teeth back before his show. And this is the song that they sing at the end. I'm not gonna sing, I promise. You don't want to hear me sing. Yeah, that's a little speck of my knowledge into The Fairly Odd Parents. Don't ask me a lot. It's only a couple of things that I know, and that's one of them. So that's my sinking funds, is the reserve, and those are the ones that I want to go ahead and work on. Now for all of these, my targets for right now at this very moment for the majority of them are going to be just $10. A lot of money is tied up in the dentist stuff as well as the debt. So for right now, $10 a month I feel is a decent amount, at least at this time. And that is going to go up as the debts come down, as I get closer to finishing building up my emergency fund. Yeah, set aside 10. Um, 10 monthly. Make sure these are all monthly. Yeah. This one already has the target that I want on there. And this one's new, so 10. Now with it just being 10, of course, I am going to probably not have enough if something does come up for one of these, at least not anytime soon. But I'll just go ahead and take from wherever I can before I dip into anything in the reserve or anything in the vault. Okay, so those are good. The debts are going to be in the red. This is a little bit of a play on words, and it's referring to Black Widow having red in her ledger. I do like Marvel also. But the actual categories are not going to change. Anything that's really important, any type of build that I really want to keep a handle on, the naming is not going to change for that. It's just going to be for the group name. Fixed expenses is going to be Buildtopia because we all live here. We're all living in this world where we got to pay bills all the time. They come every month at the same time for roughly the same amount. So we all live here. This is our home. And these also are not going to change. And I'm just going to go ahead and remove expenses from this. And I'm going to track it separately. Flexible. It's going to be, oh, I keep doing that. The bare necessities from the Jungle Book. Bare necessities. Okay. Some of these, actually only one. This one here, the food delivery, I am going to move that. It is not a bare necessity. It is not something that I need. This is more just for things like gas, groceries, wellness, where it's not the same every month. And actually, fashion is moving to this one. So these are not necessarily bills, but expenses that you do have that you usually do a few times a month, maybe every week, maybe every 2 weeks, that are not always the same dollar amount. So that's what those are. And in terms of groceries, I'm liking having the 2 separate categories, so I think I'm going to keep that for a little bit longer. It's really been helping me sort of figure out how to make what I have every 2 weeks kind of last a little bit more. So that one's good. Non-monthly. Let's go ahead and remove some of these from here. Hobbies, gifts, and beauty. I'm going to add a new one, and it's going to be for administrative fees. So we have the administrative fees, we have the yearly subscriptions, because that's what this one is. And then we have utilities. HOA, I'm going to go ahead and hide it. I'm no longer going to be using that category. HOA is moving into the administrative fees. So for this one, I'm going to do car registration, the credit card fees, anything to do with taxes, if I have to pay to get my taxes done, and the HOA. And then for the yearly subscriptions, it's going to be pretty much everything else except these right here. Let me actually move these out. Okay. And then Sapphire, which is August. Okay. Do I want to put this with the months? Maybe. Let's do this in October. So it's ahead of time. HOA is January. Oops. And taxes, I usually do my taxes in March, so I'll figure all that out later. I'll move it around so it makes more sense. Okay. So that's going to be it. Oh, and it's not non-monthly. It's going to be Time After Time after the Cyndi Lauper song. So fun. All of these names are going to change in here pretty much. The FUN, it's referencing the SpongeBob song. Again, I'm not gonna sing, but if you don't know it, F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime at all. Down here in the big blue sea. Again, I watched cartoons for a very long time, way into my adulthood. So, all right. I am going to have a new category here, and this one is going to be called Get Cool. Okay. I will say none of this in here has any reference to SpongeBob, just the name of the group. Everything else is Stray Kids related. These are either song titles or lyrics within songs. Get Cool is a song title. Because I Like You is a song title. This is just going to be for beauty. This is Beautiful, which is a combination of you and beautiful, which is another song title. Stray Kids, I'm going to turn it into Stayville. Stayville is where all Stray Kid fans live. If you become a fan of this group, usually other fans that have been around will welcome you into Stayville. So I think that's kind of cute. Let's just move this down. Travel Fund is going to be Escape from Reality. It's a lyric from their song Escape. Hobbies is going to be Time Out, which is a song of theirs about taking it easy, you know, leaving the stress in the past and just focusing on yourself and kind of, you know, having fun. And for me, my hobbies are really fun. So that one makes sense for me. And then food delivery is 5-star Michelin. I know it's only 3 stars, but the lyric is 5-star Michelin. So that's why I guessed that. All right, let's put these in some form of order here. Get Cool, Stayville, Time Out, and Beautiful. So again, only one additional category. Everything else is staying the same, but it's in a new group. And it's very much geared towards just things that I want to do and extra spending that really isn't necessary. This would be the first spending that I would cut if it comes to that. So having them all in one category is a little bit easier than having it all jumbled with these 3. Since these are so tiny, you know, I might not see them very as clearly. So, and then the last change is going to be for the holdings category. I'm going to call it I was going to call it Terrytown, which is after a town in Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda. It is one of my favorite towns. There's a story behind it. I don't know if anybody here plays video games or has played Zelda or has been able to play this particular Zelda game, but Link has a lot to do with this town. And you kind of see sort of the evolution of the town as the game progresses, as you make changes, help out townspeople and things like that. And I quite like it. I'll go in every so often when I have some money saved up and buy things that I want, which is what kind of makes sense. You know, this is a holding, so I'm holding my money in Terry, so that when I go back to Terrytown, I can go ahead and purchase what I've wanted to purchase. So I also was thinking of calling it Dueling Peaks Stable, which the stables in Breath of the Wild, you can kind of put your horse in there for safekeeping. You can go and rest if you want to. They're all over the place. Usually you have some people there that you'll be able to buy things from. You know, if you're looking for something specific, a lot of NPCs tend to spend their time there that will sell you different types of items depending on where you are in the world map. But I also thought Dueling Peaks Stable was really long. So I think for now I'm going to call it Terrytown. Because I think now that I've talked about it a little more, it's what makes sense for me. Yeah, I think that's good. And then for this one, I do want to create a $10 target as well. Okay. And that's pretty much it from what I had. So again, I didn't want to create or recreate a whole new budget. YNAB has this thing known as a fresh start, where if you click to do a fresh start budget, it'll create a whole new template. It will bring over your current categories, but then you'll have to reallocate all of the money and readjust where everything is, and then you'll be able to make changes there as well. But when I looked at the changes that I wanted to make, it was all mostly just naming and moving things around to fit a better group section. And I think this way I'm able to have a little fun with my budget. I'm really liking the names. And I'm really just liking sort of the story that it tells for me personally. And it also is guiding me towards what's more important at this time and what I really want to concentrate in. I am so close to finishing paying off the roof credit card and being able to start sending even more into the Volvo. The Volvo's not going to be paid off this year. I don't have it in me to pay it off this year because once the roof is paid, the Volvo is getting some more money as well as the dental procedures. So I need to make sure that I keep a good balance with that. I don't want the dental stuff to follow me 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I want to get it all completed by next year. That's why, if it wasn't for that, I probably could have made a lot more progress in the car and maybe, just maybe, have paid enough this year to be able to pay the car off within the first 3 months of next year. At this point, I'm looking maybe within 6 months of next year if I can really get that going. If not, maybe a little longer, but definitely before the end of the year. And that'll free up even more money so that I'll be able to save even more. Right now, with the 4,000 in savings that I want to go ahead and have, that's going to be about a little bit more than a month of expenses. So not a whole lot, but at least I'll have a month, which is more than I had at the beginning of this year. And then next year, I want to try and get to a 3-month saving, if not more. I don't know if that's going to happen. I might just be able to do another month and a half in there. But anything that I can put and really get that to grow at a quicker pace, that is everything to do with the changes to the categories. I'm pleased. I hope that you can kind of see where I was going with a lot of these. The important things, again, when it comes to bills and necessities throughout the month, those really didn't change in terms of the actual category, because I want to be able to really laser focus on what I need to look for if something happens with any of these. But the other ones, I'm able to have a little bit more fun with. I'm able to have that little bit of, dorkiness. I mean, that's what it is, right? That is literally what comes down to. I have a lot of transactions, I think. How many transactions do I have in here? Let's see. Oh, 13. Oh, okay. Let's go through these as quick as I can. Sister 2, this is actually for Allstate. That's her portion of it, roof payment, and this actually goes to groceries. It's just the bare necessities. It's the second half. And then I should have 2,534 and 97. Freedom. Okay. That one is the vet insurance, so that one's good. And I should have in Freedom, I think these are cleared. Nope. All right, so it is 345 and 28. That looks good. I moved these two over to the venture card to help me kind of get the bonus points. So I wonder if they got paid from the venture and they just showed up here. I'll have to double check that. Sapphire. This is going to be in the negative or in the positive. I have an inflow of $48 because I got a refund from Converse. When I bought the Converse shoes for, oh, no, I'm not offline. As I was saying, hopefully it doesn't give me any other error here. But as I was saying, the Converse, when I bought the Converse shoes, I didn't know what size was going to be the correct one. So I bought two of the same. I kept my right size. I returned the other one. And so now I have an inflow of $48. The Sapphire was paid off because I had to pay it. The return wasn't going to come in time to not pay the card. So now I have an extra $48 in there. That, yeah. But this is from... Oh, this is going to be from Get Cool, which is the clothing one. But the original, I might have to update it. So I'll see if I just leave it at Beautiful, which is the beauty category now, or if I change the original to Get Cool to make it a little bit more seamless. But then I'd have to go back into the budget and make sure that the total is assigned to the correct category. So I'll see what I want to do there. I'll take a look at it later. But for right now, 4813 is accurate. And then for the venture, so Prime and Bubble did get paid from the venture. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these. And then I'm going to approve all of these monthly fees. Hair salon is in the correct one. Monthly fee. That was payment I made. Groceries. And gas station. And approve. And for this, I should be at $293 and 77 because the Amazon Prime hasn't cleared yet. All right, so that's reconciled. That's done. That one's done. And that one's done. And then we do have an overspend. Yeah. When I went to do my hair, it was $1.25 more than what I had previously put in here, which was $40. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this from groceries from the first half since I had a little bit extra there. And just go ahead and clear that. You know what? I should have taken it from timeout instead. Because the groceries is necessities. So if I go over on the second half of the grocery budget, I could take those $8 from the first half. I don't want to take from anywhere else and put into the fun category. I want to take from the fun category and put towards something else if I need to. Since this particular section isn't like the most important section, like it's good to have, it's nice to have funding for things that bring you joy, bring you peace, bring you some fun. But if your responsibilities are kind of like banging on the door and be like, hello, we need some attention here, then for me, I'm going to go to those first. And if I need to take from here to cover that up there, then I'll do that. Oh, I'm looking for a timeout. I'm not looking, actually. I'm not even paying attention. All right. There we go. The $60 my brother gave me for groceries does put me at 116. I did go grocery shopping today, so I might have used all of that already, but I'll double check just to make sure. I have a decent amount in a couple of other areas in the fun category. So, well, you know what? Okay. Okay. Let's do this right. I'm going to take it from travel because that way I don't take out from what my sister gave me from her other robot thing that's coming, since that's specifically what that's for, and I don't have to wonder what did I do. So, okay. This makes more sense. Now it's covered. And I think now we're good. I don't have anything else. This is looking pretty good right now for me. I will say I think I'm gonna remove the green lines. It's too much. Look at the difference. All of that like insanity that's happening here. And then nice and clean. You can really see the names and see everything how it is. If I need to see exactly where it is, then I'll pop it on. But I think the progress bars can stay off for right now. And I think we'll be all better for it at this time anyway. Okay. I think we're ready for the next paycheck. I will say, like I mentioned in the beginning, this was more going to start taking place in July. But I didn't want to wait that long to make all of the changes because I didn't want to have to make the changes while I was also trying to assign the latest paycheck. I think that would have been a little bit too much. So some of these categories will probably not get budgeted until July. June is a very heavy month because I believe, well, I have the concert then. I have a bit of spending that's coming regarding the concert and the travel. And I have, let's see, what else do I have in here? Oh, yes, I'm sending 800 to the roof in June. And then July will be the last payment for 517. So June is going to have the next biggest. The last time I did 800 was March, then 700 in April and in May. And so I want to make sure that I stay pretty consistent with what I'm putting into the budget, what I'm assigning. So a lot of these categories, again, from the reserve and probably from the fun category, are not really going to get anything assigned to them until July. But at least everything is set, everything is good to go, and I'm very pleased with it, if I do say so myself. But anyway, I hope you all liked this video. I hope I didn't speak way too much. I probably did, but I'll try to take as much of that out as I possibly can. So yes, thank you so much everyone for watching. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful day.